With that being said, the Georgies took a minute. It literally came down 15-14 on pretty much every scorecard. For the first ever UK champion of Premier Battles, representing Shark City from London. Make some noise for Rivers.
And then the next match day, Quill's gone again.
Right.
Rivers, can you take over as manager? That's fine. We're going to give you L's. We're going to put L's in the squad.
So you didn't get to choose your battlers, as a manager, basically.
So basically, I was what you would call interim manager, where you get thrown in as the manager, but you don't really get to make the crucial decisions. You just kind of get to, right, we'll need you to drive the ship.
So
but we're going to tell you where to
go. Yeah. I see you. So you basically just the manager for that match day, innit?
For that match day, I'm the manager. I'm up here. Els battled, first battle back in ages. Hella ring rust. Forgot all his material. Tried to freestyle through it. Had a terrible performance. You know, it is what it was. What it was.
Pedro battles. That's fair.
I think Pedro had a freestyle battle. Nothing to really talk about.
With Zen, yeah.
But Zen, pretty much, they've battled before as well, so there wasn't no kind of patience built up for that. Okay, cool, that's that. Our manager for that, we lose that game anyway.
Right.
So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even fucking matter. We lose it anyway. But the season's over. You know, by rights, if they did it how they said it was going to do it, Glory was relegated.
Okay.
Understand? Had no chance. We got one win, which was the match day against the Knights, but every other match day we lost.
Right.
It's terrible. Started it with, like, there's no team that's had more members than what the Glory squad had.
Yeah.
In the end of the season. It was ridiculous.
So now, at this point, if, like you said, if they did what they were going to do, Glory would be relegated, but then they decide not to have lower divisions, right?
No, they said, basically at that point, it was like, all right, Glory would have been relegated into a second division, but we didn't have the second division kind of set up yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to give Glory another chance. So we're going to be like, that was a tester season to kind of see how this shit works. But then we're going to start with another lower division.
Right.
And have their shit running so that when the winner of that division comes up, they'll replace whoever hasn't been running and holding their weight in top division, innit?
Right.
So, like, from there was talk of a whole bunch of teams added to it, and for me, it was beautiful because it started to integrate the whole of the battle rap scene integrated into Premier Battles. Everybody has a place, everyone has a rank, everyone has something they're building towards, everyone has a team, a squad, rare. It's beautiful because, like, Gifted the Gab had their own little squad. Then you got, like, King of the Ronalds had their own little squad. Then you got the Rappers Full Man, them had their own little squad. So everyone had their own little team. It was a beautiful thing. Obviously, the players are going to be moving with and without as football gets, and it starts off with the originals, then people branch out, you get signed for that team, teams
of course. Teams. Right.
So I liked it. I thought it was good how it would have been, and Glory would have had their own spot somewhere in the top division or whatever, based on the fact that what we went through in it. So I liked the look of it. They asked me if I'd be the manager, and I said, yeah, I'll do that. I don't mind.
So at this point, you feel at this point you feel Premier Battles is looking after you. You're being rewarded despite all the hard times you went through, pretty much
Last
holding
season,
it down for the whole.
they're keeping faith in me. They're saying to me, "Look, we want to keep you here, and we're gonna actually let you implement how you see fit. Now you stayed around, so you got something about you that makes you have that effort. We want you to bring people that you know you can get to work like that in for your team now.
So
Now that will give you full reign. You're the manager now, so bring in who you want as a player for your team."
Right. So this is your chance to make Glory right, basically.
This is it. I want to put right the demons of last season in it. Like we
Right.
never gave ourselves a good look. You know, publicly they were saying that merchandise-wise, we never sold nothing last season. You understand? As Glory. So this season, I'm saying, all right, cool. I'm gonna get the kind of people that I know will get shit sold.
Yeah.
You know, they'll make they have like these 3 people that they know will always roll with them and buy whatever merch they have. If we got 5 people in the team, you get what I'm saying? Like at least we can sell 15 to 20 off the rip before it even branches out to the fans.
And then you can do promo at events and everything, and on social media, and
we're all bar one of us from London, so we could have linked up, did little bits and pieces. We've all got camera people around us and all this type of stuff, as you well know.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been a problem. Like I strategically thought, okay, cool. If I have iKid, I got the Barbarians with me. Understand? If I have,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? If I have Gizmo, I've got Skep with me.
Right.
You understand? If I got Maverick, obviously Darpa's gonna go to whatever team he is. But if I have Maverick, I'm gonna have all the people that will support Maverick with me. You understand?
Yeah.
Like if I have Pedro, I'm gonna have all kinds of weirdos that are with me. So for me, like it was specific in how I felt like I was building my team, and trust. On top of everything, each and every single one of these guys have battled on Gift of the Gap.
Yeah.
And there's something about them where they wanna do things a certain kind of way. So I wanted all of them guys on my team. I knew what I was doing. I knew the team I was picking was hard. When I looked at all the other squads and looked at my squad, I knew that Glory was a problem.
Yeah, your Glory could have beaten. I'll say this till this day. Glory had the ability to beat any team because it's match day. So even if Rivers either doesn't battle or Rivers loses their battle,
I got 2 guys that sweep something up.
iKid could easily beat whoever he battles. He could get a W. So can Gizmo. So can Maverick.
So can Petro. So can Maverick.
Exactly, and Maverick has proven that even on his last battle, everyone was shocked with Mav, and we were like, "Raw, like this is the person that Rivers pretty much picked," because Maverick didn't initially get picked by anyone.
No, not at all.
So he was kind of forgotten at first, but Rivers mentioned Maverick, and then all of a sudden he becomes Pride. So
this is it. But at that point, Glory had already been disbanded.
right.
So when he's gone to Pride, there was no other place for him to have a home over there. So I was just happy for him to actually get to be somewhere in the fold, innit, rather than not, because I knew that. But for me, I feel like Maverick is better than a lot of people that I've seen get the chance on Premier Battles.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like if they get this shot, why can't he?
Of course.
Understand?
So yeah, Rivers is the manager. Everything's going great.
Told me to pick a team. I picked a team.
And then Wolfpack
had the situation.
It's not holding their weight in terms of quality apparently, so they decided to get rid of Wolfpack.
Yes, sir. And I think because they need an odd number of teams in the team, they said, well, we want to get rid of Glory as well. But the Glory thing was sparked off by the Fura situation.
Right. What was that Fura situation? What was that about?
Basically, the Fura situation was that Fura and Tox was meant to have a battle.
Right.
Tox comes down to Brixton. You know, Briz Rothstein's in the building.
Yeah.
Ian Solomon's in the building. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a certified event. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are trying to see who's the hottest in this country, because we're seeing a lot popping up about England here. I'm trying to say we're trying to do our Like, I think it was it not the weekend of the SMA thing?
Yep, he was. He was in
Yeah, cool.
Brixton,
So
but Führer
he's like,
wasn't in the
so
building.
he wasn't in the building.
Right.
He was not. And I think a man like Tox, he wants to have a big opportunity in front of the right people. He wants that moment. Who doesn't? And I felt like whether or not he would admit it, he probably would have thought, "Right, this is one of the moments for me." Understand? Like, if I can do well here, this is gonna look good for me. This is, and let's
Considering
be honest,
as
Tox is
well what type
say
of
again?
card, considering as well what type of card it was meant to be. Like it was
Exactly.
meant to
Like, I
be
felt hard done by because I was meant to be on that card against Shocks.
right.
Obviously, Shocks, for some reason, Shocks didn't want to do it or couldn't do it or was busy or rare, whatever. So it didn't go down. So I had to go there knowing to myself, right, like, look at this, like, because at that point I thought Twerk was still coming. So I'm like, right, Twerk's all on his way. Like,
Yeah.
man's missing out on a good chance to showcase what we can do here. And
Yeah.
even then I'm thinking, right, I just want us to look like, right, like they got some niggas over there that do the thing properly.
Right.
I want
Right.
us to have that feel in it because remember that we're not as publicized as the other leagues.
Yeah.
Like your Gabs and all this type of shit. We're not publicized at the other leagues. So when these artists hear about UK battle rap, they're not really hearing about Gab and all this type of shit. They have to come see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Like, Nobs can tell them, yeah, I've been over there. From when they're not seeing it publicized mainstream, they're not hearing people talking about it and showing the respect to like certain artists and they're not gonna know.
Because over there, they look at numbers. They look at numbers a lot. They look at, oh yeah, this you're doing great. How many views you got? If you ain't got 1 million, because obviously America's a big place. There's a lot of states, and they look at numbers a lot. You often.
And I think over there, promo is second nature.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't understand how comes you ain't promoing well. They don't understand that. It's like, right, everybody promos. Even the fucking homeless guy outside, he's got good promo again.
Yeah.
And so it's just that kind of factor there that kind of held it back a little. But
so yeah, Tox is in the building to battle Führer. Führer no shows.
Führer no shows.
Right.
So it causes a kind of conflicted situation between the two.
Yeah.
Where Tox is kind of the opinion where it's like, raw, like, even days later I ain't heard nothing. Why wouldn't you even at least even at least say what's going on?
Yeah, message and which is I understand that.
I understand, but on the other hand, the impression that a lot of people probably have of Tox is where you could say some shit like that and then he'll pop up online using that in his fucking podcast or something like that.
Right.
So on one hand, I can understand why he might not have wanted to say, depending on what it was, because even to this day, I don't know what his reasoning was, what's going on in his life or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So you think Führer probably thought, I'll call this guy and tell him that I can't show up, and Tox can then talk about it and bait my life up on his podcast, innit? Because
they don't have that level of respect.
That's what I was about to say. Like Tox and Führer, they don't really like each other anyway. So
this is it.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. That makes sense. That could be.
I think like if I battled Tox, yeah,
right.
Something came up and I couldn't do the battle. I fully feel like I could holler at Tox and be like, bro, rare. And I fully feel like Tox would not go online and say, oh, Rivers this, Rivers that, and Rivers the other. I think he would have the respect to not say nothing because he knows, right, we could probably battle again down the line, innit? I think he's that professional, but that's because man built that kind of level of professionalism and like coolness with him over that time in Prem battles. But there was a time where I wouldn't tell him none of that because I don't know him like that, and why would I give him any type of information like that?
Yeah.
But I have that understanding with him now, but I just feel like Führer ain't got that.
But Führer could have also just said, my bad, something came up. I couldn't show up in it. You don't necessarily have to say what happened.
You just say something, innit? You don't have to say
Yeah,
nothing.
you
Say
just
something.
exactly. You could have just said something showed up. I know you travelled from Manchester. I can't be there in it. Like you don't have to say what happened in it.
That's it.
So
That's it.
I do kind of understand Tox's point of view because obviously, fam, Manchester's far, bruv. We be going Manchester all the time, fam. Manchester's far. So if I go all the way up there, and then a next man no shows me, I'm gonna get pissed off, bruv. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, so
And also, we got to look at if the shoe was on the other foot, Phil would
right,
not be happy about it.
exactly.
He would not be happy about that at all. So you've got to be understanding of the fact that neither of them would have liked it if it happened to them.
Exactly. So that happened. That happened. So what happens
So
after that?
after that, I put Fiora in the squad for Glory, innit?
Yeah.
So that happens. New season's about to start. They're putting the lineups out. They've seen Fiora under a new name in my squad.
Yeah.
At first, Tox hasn't really noticed it because it's a different name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, he has noticed it. And he started kicking off in the background.
Right.
Saying, I'm leaving Premier Battles. If this guy comes in, I'm gone. Yeah? It's that deep. No way is he here. They're saying, right, I didn't even know you had a problem with him like that. He said, what? How can man that I've got issues with try to be working with my company?
Right.
And you lot are cool with that. You lot don't rate me. So they followed at me and said, listen, we're going to have to remove Fiora. I said, what? Why? I said, don't let Tox do this. I said, don't let Tox try to just pull any type of cards because that's all it's about. He's pissed off the guy didn't turn up for whatever reason.
On a different platform.
Now he's trying to block this guy from busting through here.
Yeah, yeah. I
spoke to Tox.
Right.
I spoke to Tox, and Tox was very clear with me. He said, fam, I'll tell you straight. He said, if a guy is ducking me on one platform, after all the work I'm putting in, I'm all prepping on the day. There's no way in hell I want him to eat on a platform I'm working from. No, I don't care how it sounds. I'm not on that. How the fuck are you going to eat from something I'm working with, but yet you don't turn up to my shit? He's very clear with that.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't no beat around the bush. There wasn't no, this is. Nah, he said it straight. He said, I don't want him to eat. Straight. If I'm working on this and I'm trying to make this build, why should he eat here? Right. He wasn't looking out for me when he came down. When he never came down to the battle.
Right.
So I can't really argue with that. It's you lot's company, right?
It's true.
It's like if you are building something, someone has disrespected you somewhere else. Are you gonna let that person come and use the facilities you're building? No, you're not. I'm not.
Yeah, but to play doctor's advocate, I'm not sure if he's even the same thing in it. But I remember when Raptor no showed on Gift of the Gab, and some people were saying Raptor shouldn't get the Chiller Jones battle now on Code Red, and Briggsy was saying no disrespect to Gab, but Raptor no showing Gab shouldn't affect his relationship and his opponent with Code Red in it. That's very true. That's what Briggsy said in it. At the end of the day, that's the relationship between him and that platform. But then again, it's kind of the same. Shouldn't it kind of be the same thing? Okay, Briggsy, you know.
But the difference in this thing here is that Tox is part of the organization.
Right. Makes it different.
So
right.
It becomes a bit more personal in that respect.
That's a good point.
Now you've got the guy who is affected by it on something personal to him. He's being infiltrated by someone that hasn't really done good business with him before, innit? So he's not going to feel like he wants to even work with that person or give them a chance.
Yeah, because
of
they
what
would
he's
be
passed.
indirectly working together. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So, like when that's happened, in my mind, it was like, okay, I've spoken to Tox. And where Tox is coming from is like, in general, if I didn't know it was that deep, I didn't know Tox was kind of that deeply involved with Premier Battles. I thought he was just a blogger, podcaster, or whatever in it. So from that point there, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like, it's deeper for you than just like, these guys. You're actually working with these guys in it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have some kind of say. Like in the days of Gift of the Gap, when I was there a lot and all this type of stuff, I was never like one of the owners or anything, but I worked with him so much that I
You
had
had a
as much
say.
of an
Yeah.
opinion on things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying, so I get it. So I imagined if I had started to invest money and stuff like this, I probably would feel a little bit more passionate about what decisions I made, innit?
Right. Right.
So in that respect, I understood. Cool. You lot don't want Fury involved. I spoke to Fury, and obviously Fury didn't cry about it. Fury was like, if they don't want man involved, it's calm, fam. Fall back and just do your thing, innit? He wasn't like, oh, no, they're taking the piss, it's toxic trying to rare. Just like, nah, man, just do your thing, innit? Like, no point making a big thing of it, innit? Like, I'll just jump out. Doesn't make sense having me then, innit? If that's the case.
Yeah.
And that's what it would have been. So, like, from when I spoke to Briggsy and he said, yo, we're going to sit down with Shotty and we're going to tell you tomorrow we're going to make a decision or whatever. 24 hours passed. And then he said, we've decided to just disband the whole of Glory. I was like, what?
Wow.
Fuck? I don't understand.
Yeah. I thought at this point, I generally thought, and I love Premier Battles in it, but I generally thought that was the first bad decision Premier Battles made. Because even everything else kind of that happened, for example, even with you, with your journey, like, okay, unanimous, you took a L, that kind of L, your team kind of falling apart. In a way, it's not really Premier Battle's fault.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Again, after all of them situations, straight away they spoke to me and said, "Rah, boom, 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 boom. That we didn't want this to happen, but it's happened, and we're trying to think of to go forward with this, and we're sorry." Like, there's never been a time where anything has happened and they haven't come to me and said they were sorry for this and they're sorry for that.
Right.
There hasn't been no time where anything like that's happened, innit?
Exactly.
They've come a lot of times. This is the problem. Like, they've come a lot of times to say, "Rah, sorry about that," but. And we know battle rap is one of them sports where however it looks written on the plan and however it looks written on the fucking card is not how it's going to be.
Yeah.
We know that about battle rap. So we kind of have a little bit of leeway in our head when we think about decisions that get made. We think, right, okay, it sounds like that, but it's probably going to end up like this. We have these kind of leeways, innit? But it's kind of that kind of feeling of setting out to do things one way and then they just kind of pull the carpet out from underneath you and it's like, oh shit, let me get back up and set out to do it a different way. Then they pull that carpet and it's just like, shit, bro, should I even be trying to set out to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Every time I do, the carpet gets pulled.
But up to this point, up to them removing Glory, every other thing that happened is not really Briggsy and Shorty Horrors. It's not in their control, innit?
But it's more like the frustration of
everything,
the team around me and what's going on with that.
Right. Obviously adds to the frustration. So now this happens, they make that decision. How do you feel at this point?
I mean, I'm kind of thinking, wow, like, I could have just got rid of Fury, but that was clearly what the problem was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I started to feel kind of even more frustrated when they're saying they're going to offer IKID the battle against such and such. Then they're going to, like, put Maverick in this squad, and then Gizmo said that they hollered at him to do this, and it's just like, hold on, my whole squad basically has been offered opportunities to stay among the fold. I don't understand. Why couldn't I keep these guys?
Yeah.
You understand it? It just
Well, Ike didn't really have a team. He was gonna
no,
battle Ty,
no.
and that was it.
That was it. He was checking out after that. His whole thing was, look, I'm only here for Rivers.
Yeah.
If I'm not on Rivers' team, I don't need to be here. That's what he
Yeah.
was saying to me. I'm only here because I'm on your team, bro.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
ain't here, then I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because then again, if you think about it, a lot of people, why did Ike drop out of the battle with Ty? He was never interested in a battle in the first place. He was doing the battle because it was a team thing,
Team thing.
so he's doing it for his team. That's
People gotta understand here how a man sees the team thing is it's beyond how I feel about this. I'm doing this for the fucking team. Like this is
yeah,
what people have to understand has been my ethic going through it. Just because I haven't agreed with the way how something's going and how they're running it, I've still been willing to just roll my sleeves up and do it for the team. That's how it works. That's how
yeah,
it works. The goalkeeper gets sent off and someone throws the gloves at you. Fuck it, I'ma do this for the team. You
yeah,
understand? Whatever it is. So that was my whole aspect of this whole kind of team-based battle rap thing, innit? If we're not a team, what's going on? And I was able to build a team, and I based the team on the fact that you guys know each other, and some of you have even battled each other.
yeah,
To where the team bond is different than any other team. This is not just like 5 random guys that have come together. Even Maverick had battled Aikid.
yeah,
Do you understand? So he's not just some outsider. He got put in there strategically because he has that kind of bond with that guy there because they've. You know how it is when you've been in a ring with someone, you're closer than if you hadn't been.
of course, of course.
So for me, I had that kind of thinking. So to get that taken away after how I specifically picked that squad, it was
Yeah.
like for me getting it taken away. It kind of pissed me off because I was thinking, raw, like I'm gonna make you the manager. Okay. You could pick your own squad. Okay. Actually, we're taking squad away. You're not here no more.
Right. Yeah, and the manager was kind of is in a way, okay, we know things been difficult, a lot of things been happening, and that we wasn't in control, and you're probably frustrated with bare things that's been happening that's happened in season one. So in season two, to make up for everything, you the manager, and then they still take that. If when you take that away now, that makes it feel like, okay, I'm not.
It's like, oh, here we go again. That's what it
Yeah,
felt like. It felt like, see what I'm saying? It's the glory curse.
right.
When
So
you're
what?
glory manager, it's
So
like, go on.
yeah. So they once they take the team away, and
Yeah.
you see basically Maverick joining there, etc., etc. Now you like, what is it? Are they still on like, okay, we still want you involved in Premier battles. We don't want you to go, even though we took your team away. Like, what's that conversation like?
Basically, they've come to me and said, look, basically, we're going to take glory out. You know, we want the quality to be very, very high this year. That's why we've got rid of, like, the Wolf Pack. Is it the Wolf Pack? Yeah, the Wolf Pack. And it's crazy because, not even to backtrack, but before all of this kicked off, out of nowhere, Snoop just said, you know what? I'm kind of out of this thing still, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, yeah, because Snoop had a
Well,
league, had a team as well, innit?
yeah, he had a team. His team was like I can't remember was it the Body Snatchers?
I don't know. I don't know.
Something like that anyway, but he had a team, and before all of this, he literally out of nowhere just said, yeah, do you know what, I'm out still. Then I was hollered at him, I said, yo, bro, do you want to be like my co-manager? And he said, yeah, I'll definitely do that. Is there anything you need? So for me, I don't know whether he just didn't want to be part of that in a main aspect.
Right.
Because he still wanted the freedom to go do what he was doing, but he still wanted to be involved.
Right.
But not too involved. That's how I more saw it, innit?
Right.
So he just jumped out of it long before all of that. But then basically it comes to the point where they're like, yeah, we're getting rid of Glory.
Right.
And it was mad because, I'll be honest with you, fam, how I picked the team, the kind of fan base I knew Glory would have, I knew that London would be like the home of Glory. Do you get what I'm saying? How man did it, like that. And I felt like we could have literally did something big with that squad there, that team there, with the battlers man had, like that. What I was planning to do was integrate. So basically, Glory would have been gifted the Gabs fan base. Like that, buying the merch, wearing the merch, doing videos, coming to the shows. That's what we would have brought to the table, innit, with what man had. Like a Glory match would have been kind of part of the Gifted the Gab daily fucking calendar. So all the people that go Gab, the Glory fucking matches would have been part of their thing. Wow, yeah, is there a Glory match? Yes, like they would have been coming to that.
Yeah.
They would have seen me there, Snoop there, you there, iKid, everybody, boom, boom, boom. That's exactly what it would have been each time.
Facts.
And that's what I would have brought to the table. That's what my plan was to bring to the table. The same kind of attitude and feeling that's missing from there is down here waiting to be involved. But they ain't got no one they can identify with because we took that away from them. Understand? You can't get the kind of attitude that is in the kind of the type of battle rap that man does. You can't just get that by asking for it. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
He was gonna bring the niggas that have that to your shit. Understand? That was the point of why I built that team.
Right. So they take away Glory. What happens next?
I get that call, the apology.
Yeah.
The one I told you about before. I get that call, the apology attached. And I basically get told it's up to me. I can join Pride or I can join Sharks. But I think, before that, I'm part of Glory and I'm being told I get the title contender shot against Chris Lees. The title contender shot. So whoever wins becomes the number one contender for the title shot.
Right.
That's what I'm told.
So Premier Battle's really looking after you.
They're looking after me, bro. Title contender. Then I get another call saying, no, fuck being a contender. It's actually for the belt itself. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Oh. But you got to battle Chris Lees. Okay. I didn't want to battle Chris Lees ever in life.
Right.
I'll tell you that now.
But you did it.
But I was, again, for the team, I'm going to roll my sleeves up, bro. But between the time where I was told I'll be battling him and actually battling him, Glory was taken away. I was told to choose a team. So for me, it was like, who do you want to go to, Pride or Sharks? If you go to any other team but Sharks, the crowd will already be heavily in his favor in it because he's a Shark. If you go to Sharks, you can kind of split the crowd. So a Shark fan will not feel bad about cheering for you. So I strategically said, well, let me be a Shark because I had the title match. Like that. I'll get along with every single person who I work with anyway. So that's not a problem. It's not like if I go here, I'm more going to be at home. I'll be at home anywhere I go. That's not a problem for me. But I wanted that belt. I wanted a chance at winning that belt. Like that. So I felt like if I did that, I would have more of a chance.
Yeah. So that was pretty much a business decision then.
Yeah, pretty much. Because you got to remember, like, I don't know Chris Lees like that until I battle him. I don't know Shotty like that. I don't think I've had ever really spoke to him until I got to Premier Battles.
Right.
And not even, like, for basically when I first got to Premier Battles, I'm in some kind of group and he was just basically keeping it 100 with people, but I could just see that these men was just looking at this like it was the same old battle rap thing. He was trying to show them, I want this to be competitive. I want man to care about this. I want it to mean something. Rare.
Yeah.
So, and I was just in there saying, listen, I'm taking you man's money. Like, whoever's not trying to perform 100, like, I'm trying to take that P from you. I'm trying to put my money on the line. I'm trying to bet. I'm trying to beat all of you, man. Rare. I was just getting onto, man.
Right.
Like, I was getting onto, like, Joker Star. I was getting onto all. That's why I said that whole Joker Star's a dickhead. That shit started in the group thing.
Yeah.
That's where that started. So I was literally trying to bring that competitive thing towards it. And I think that's where he kind of saw, okay, Rivers. And even then he was like, bro, you keep performing like you are, you might have to sign to the Sharks one day. So it's always kind of been up in the air as a possibility.
Right.
Me going over there. But I just think it was more a thing where my loyalty outweighed any type of opportunity I could have. Like they had to literally get rid of Glory for me to go over there.
Right. So you join Sharks, you battle for the
Sorry.
title, and
Yeah.
you win.
I win. I'm the champ now.
Rah. Boom.
You know what I'm saying? And all while and for me, like going for that belt, I had one vision in my head. And the one vision I had in my head was a picture of my niece and nephew sitting on my couch with the belt. That's it. So all I'm visualizing is that. All going
Right.
through my prep, all leading up to that, I'm just visualizing that. I need to get that belt so I can put it on them, let them hold it and take that picture. That's important to me. Fuck whatever else title comes with it. I just want that picture there, innit?
Right.
I get the belt, bro.
Unfortunately, you don't get to take it home.
I don't get to take it home.
Right.
So instantly from that moment there, I start to have a kind of detachment from this situation.
Why? Because you couldn't take the belt home? Or
Because I knew I wouldn't be able to get that picture.
right.
Understand?
So you didn't
So
really care about having the belt that you didn't actually have in a way.
no, I just started to feel like I'm not gonna be the champion until I literally defend this thing.
Right.
And not even just defend it, but I gotta be some type of undefeated for how many years of my life kind of champ before it would mean that this belt is actually fully mine.
Right.
Like, I've got to earn the value of this belt in battles. That's what it's gonna feel like before I could literally look at it. Until that moment, it's property of whoever and whoever, and I'm just holding it by title alone.
Right.
And that's what I felt like. I felt like, okay, cool. I'm really gonna have to earn this belt to say that it's actually my belt. Understand? And that was it.
So they got it. So you win the title. So what's
When the title,
happening
when
now?
they holler at me, they say, listen, we're gonna need you to sit down now till probably summertime.
Which I
Yeah, maybe
agree.
put you on the Apex card and do a little title match over there, something like that.
Yeah.
It's up to you, bro. I say, yeah, I'm with that, man. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill the fuck out because I feel like as champ, you can't really be too like it. Like this is remember we had a conversation before. We was talking about the accessibility of battlers and that.
Yeah.
Like the higher up your level, the less accessible you should be.
Right.
Because your level is held high because more people are interested in when you actually say something, when you actually bring something to the forefront. Because they don't really speak to you all the time. It's hard. It's very rare that they get a chance to speak to you. So it means more. The value of speaking to you is higher now because I can't speak to you whenever I want. The value of speaking to you is less now because I can speak to you anytime I want. I can go online any 5 minutes. You're there, fam. That's why you're a little clown, fam. That's why certain people don't get respect online because they're too accessible.
Yeah.
And other people, they're hardly ever accessible. You'll never see them online. You can't talk to them every 5 minutes. But when they go live, 11,000 people tune in.
Yeah. That's why I think Quill's impact, for example, in the scene every time he battles is so big because he's not really online like that.
Yeah.
So that's just one example. But yeah, boom. So you win the title. You win the title. They're telling you to sit down, which I think is the right decision. As a champ, you pretty much battled almost in every card last season. This season, we need to preserve the champ and build some, make people miss you. So
Yeah.
I believe is the right thing to do. Obviously, it doesn't end up going that way, but I'll let you take it
Like,
from there.
obviously, like, I'm the champ now, so I've battled on the first match day. That's in February.
Right.
So, in that respect, okay, cool. You battled in February. We ain't trying to see your ass till, like, June or some shit like this.
Right.
At least June at the earliest, July at the earliest, something like that, innit?
Right.
Nope. Basically, they've got it where it's like, I get that phone call again with that apology.
What's the apology regarding this time?
I know we said we wanted you to sit down, but we want you to do a title match
Bruh. And
on the next card.
that's where I think they messed up in it. Like, I don't think you battle on the first match day and then they calling you to battle again on the
Yeah,
next match day. You just
yeah,
battled. Like, and I also think at this point you could have said no, I'm not doing it, and there would be nothing they could do. Because if Soul and Gemini, well, I wouldn't even say Gemini, but if Soul and them, man, they can battle whenever they available and they proper preserve their brands and don't battle, not battle as often, so can Rivers as the champ,
definitely,
especially as the champ.
definitely. But again, I got this stupid loyalty thing where I say, all right, I'm looking at the bigger picture and I'm saying, look, if I'm part of Premier Battles, I'm a ride for them like how I would ride for Gab.
Right.
But if I'm part of the league, if there's a card going on and it's not looking too healthy, you need a soldier to step up and have something, have a fight for your shit to look good. Tell me who and tell me where. If they say to me, raw, O'Shea, I say nothing. I get to work. I start writing for O'Shea. I start writing for him.
Right.
It's not easy to write for O'Shea, but somehow I start creating shit and carving shit out. Then I get that phone call and that apology.
At this point, by every time you see that phone ring, you probably think it's bad news.
It's got to the point where they're all saying it. They're all hollering at me saying, listen, it's crazy because I know every time we phone you, you know it's just going to be some fucking bad news in it. Like, I'm so sorry. And every time they come with it, as much as I think, raw, like, it kind of, it's annoying, but I try to just look at the positive side of it all the time, innit? To where it's like, all right, cool. How can I make this work for me? All right, cool. How can I make this work for me? All right, cool. How can I make this work for me? And as frustrating as it is, there's usually a point where, you know, maybe I will get some situation out of it that benefits me or whatever in it. So
Right.
it will just make me feel like I went through all of that, but now I'm here. And that's
Right.
my justification of it. Even though, like, I still feel like, raw, like, ideally, it was in the situation that I needed to be in the first place, and it just keeps having to evolve because of the changes, and it's just frustrating, isn't it?
Right.
But I get a phone call, and they've said to me, look, we wanted you to battle O'Shea, but now he doesn't want to do it for whatever reason. We're stuck with an idea of who to give you, but we need you on the card to kind of give it that boost and whatnot.
Right.
So, but we're trying to think of a narrative. We'll get back at you and give you one. I said, cool, let me know. There's enough time for me to get it cracking. Just let me know, innit? I said, yeah. They holler me back. They're like, yo, what do you think about... I got something. I don't know how you feel, but what do you think about Briggsy?
Okay.
And I thought, all right. I said, Rob, that to me, there's a difference between battling Briggsy and unanimous. And what I mean to say is, Briggsy can say certain things that are more believable to me than what unanimous says. So now, when I battle Briggsy, I can talk to him in a way that I wouldn't waste my time talking to unanimous, like, because unanimous doesn't even get what I'm talking about.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
Briggsy
Right.
gives me a chance to more be myself a little bit. A certain way,
Right.
because he's got like an authentic kind of side to him in some of the things he says and some of the things that his approach,
Right.
let's say, in the battle.
But hold on.
Like, he's funny in that, but I've heard him say certain things, and when you listen to his music, you understand. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he definitely has some sort of caliber to him. But my thing is, so you was meant they offer you O'Shea is a title match, but it's
Yeah.
also Sharks versus Mandrill Mob, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's part of that match day also. So it would have made sense to kind of go ahead with the points in it.
Right. So you accept
So
that
again,
for the team in a way.
yeah,
So
yeah,
cool. So Rivers is battling for Sharks.
for
Briggsy
Sharks.
is not is not part of Mandrill Mob. So in a way, you don't have to no longer do that battle because it's
I
no
don't.
longer the Sharks versus Mandrill Mob if it's Rivers versus Briggsy.
No, but you see, like how the forfeit gives the other team the point. We gained the point in that match. Obviously, it wouldn't have counted towards a Rivers win.
Right.
Like, I don't get the point, but I mean, the team in terms of the match itself gets the W in that bracket there. So all the
Okay.
team has to do is win one more match. They're not under no pressure to win both of the other matches, just one. They've already got one W in it
Right. Right.
based on that. So in that respect, team's kind of good going forward. Didn't really need my battle in there, but what happens with me is once I'm in battle mode, it's hard to get out of it. So once you tell me I'm battling O'Shea, it's kind of hard to get into the bars, but then you get into it, you start writing. But now you're kind of alert and you're open to ideas and all this type of shit. So when another name comes up, it's not hard for you to say, all right, cool, I'll do that because you're already in the mode. It's
Right.
already easy for you to come up with the shit that you know is going to destroy him. So you're not going to be like, oh, I can't do that right now. I'm not really in that mind state now. I'm in the mind state right now. It's like basically it's the equivalent of a nigga tells you he's going to give you how much bags to go and like fucking smoke someone in a
Right.
moment where you're riding around with your burner. It's like, it's a no-brainer. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, we can get that done.
Yep.
You understand?
I'm active right now, so
I'm active right now. Let's get it cracking. We don't even have to wait. I don't even have to go home and pick up nothing. I can go straight to work.
right.
So for me, that it was elements of that. Again, like I say, I want us to be warriors. I want us to be killers. I want us to be assassins. I want us to be the guys that say, fuck that. What? You want me to put working on who? I'm going there right now. I want us to be them guys in terms of this battle rap shit.
Right.
I feel like it makes the game more competitive if you've got people that are actually out here trying to dismantle their opponent and shit. I feel like that's what we need. That's what the game's missing.
Right. So Rivers versus Briggsy.
It's going down.
It's going
And
down.
being me, we ain't just gonna battle. I'm gonna put my shit on the line
Yeah.
because I'm a champion. If you battle me and you win, you're the champ now. That's what it has to be. That's what a
Yeah.
champion is. We gonna do that.
That's
I want it to be.
I definitely agree with that because I remember like personally I didn't think you should have battled, but I always
Yeah, but
said
if you
if you
do battle,
do, the belt has to be on the line. Reason being
exactly.
is
Fair enough.
if you do lose, you just lose all the credibility as champ because
Yeah,
Briggsy will always be able to say he's the champ, but I beat him. Kind of like how
yeah,
Gemini versus Shocks. Shocks was the Don't Flop champion. Gemini, I don't want the title. Like, beat him, and then what can, like, does that title even hold any weight? Because the champ is no longer. Because when you were the champ, you kind of, like, once you become champ, you're undefeated. That's why you're the champ. So if you lose, then you're no longer the champ, really, because you're no longer undefeated with the belt on you. So I'd always said if you are going to battle, the belt has to be on the line in it.
definitely, definitely, bro. That was my whole thinking. Like, if I'm gonna battle, I'm gonna put my belt on the line at all times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting my shit ready for the battle. I'm prepping. I'm getting my shit live, my shit ready, innit? Like, this is like the third opponent that I'm writing for. Because you got to remember, like, once I've battled Chris Lees, next person who's top of the table is Matter. And they're saying to me, raw, like, the next time you battle, you're going to have to literally battle against whoever's the top of the charts at the time, innit?
So Matter.
So it would have been Matter. So me, I'm saying, all right, cool. I was already meant to battle Matter somewhere else. I've got some rounds. Let me just re-pattern them up. So I'm literally working on Matter. Then I get the call about O'Shea. So I've closed the Matter file and I've opened up a new O'Shea file. And I'm
Right.
writing for O'Shea. Then I get the Briggsy call. I've closed up the O'Shea file, open up a Briggsy file, and I'm writing, I'm getting to work.
Right.
Now
we get to the part that everyone wants to hear. Boom. Rivers is the champ.
yes,
He's got the title. He's about to battle
yes,
Bison Briggs.
yeah.
What happens from here on?
So from here on, I'm getting my shit together. And mind you, I'm a shark now. I've got members of my team who are sharks. From time to time, I speak to Ty the poet. You understand?
Right.
Battle rap and other, whatever else in it. Cool. Now, for me, I'm the champ of Premier Battles. Sarcasm City is the main podcast of the situation.
Yeah.
And they haven't really been as active recently. But they have blogged about me winning the belt, me beating Chris Lees. They blogged about it. They understated it a lot in the blog that they had in it. Wow. They blogged about it, but they haven't actually had me as the champ on the show.
Right.
So
I don't think they had anyone on the show recently, though, to be fair.
they've had Ellis Dean on the show. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I've had Ellis Dean on the show.
Right.
So for me, like, okay, cool, fair enough. He's part of the team as well. He's shots.
Right.
So my thing is, well, cool. I need to go on you lot's podcasts.
Yeah.
Champ, speak my point, whatever. Promotion going into whatever battle I have coming up next or whatever, innit?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Shout out to Sarcasm City and that.
Yeah, shout out to Mandem. And it doesn't happen, innit? Doesn't happen. So basically, when I'm prepping for this battle, I'm kind of just isolated. And then Ellis Dean pops up at a point. Oh, no, sorry. Shotty popped up first.
Right.
I can't remember what he was telling me, but I remember telling him, yeah, I'm like a round and a half in for your boy. That's what I told him. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of checked in, seeing what was going on. I just literally told him what the progress was, rare. Didn't show him no bars or nothing. I just told him where I kind of was at this point, at that point in time. Innit?
Right.
Then somewhere later down, after a whole bunch of me just being isolated, doing my thing silently, LS Dean's popped up talking about, yeah, like, Briggsy's rounds are fire, man, and you're nearly ready and whatnot. It should be a crazy battle. When he said that, I thought, how the fuck do you know Briggsy's rounds are fire? We're not on the same team as Briggsy. We're sharks, fam.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what's this? What is this? What's this? Whatever, anyway, cool. Maybe someone told you that his rounds are fire and you're going by what they said. Cool, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I won't say nothing in it. Then, I think the next thing was me kind of hearing that Tox has heard Briggsy's rounds, but the way Tox went about it was going online saying Rivers is silly for putting his title on the line against Briggsy. He's silly. He shouldn't do that. He went mad. This is a dumb move by Rivers.
Right.
What? This is a dumb move? What do you mean? I'm a champ. I'm supposed to put my shit on the line. What do you mean? How can I be the champ and battle without putting my shit on the line?
Right.
I think I am souling these guys. Nah, man. Fuck that. I'm Rivers, fam. If I'm a champ, it's always on the line.
Right.
Just to prove a point, I said, all right, let me give the power to the fans just to prove that overall, people want to see a title shot.
Right.
They don't care about the status. They think if you're a champ, you should put it up. So I've said, Ross, should it be a title match or not? Let me know. And the vote was like 73-27 in favour of it being a title match. So for me, it was like, right, okay, cool, back on board. The fans want to hear that, they want to see that rare. But like, after that is when I heard, I haven't watched any Sarcasm Cities because I wanted to go on Sarcasm City. So every time it would be like, oh, like, yeah, we'll have you in the show. And then one episode pops up, man, ain't on the show.
Right.
Like, I'm watching this. So I can't remember who it was that let me know. Someone told me, oh, like, how was Tox? Like, isn't Tox a shark? I said, yeah, fam. Well, how's he heard your opponent's bars? I was like, what are you talking about, fam? He's heard your opponent's bars. So that's when I was like, what do you mean he's heard my opponent's? He could never have heard my opponent's bars. Why would he have heard them? So come on, they're both from Manchester, bro. Of course he's heard the bars. I was like, but they don't even roll like that to where, you know, like...
Yeah, Tox said it on his podcast though, because I watch Sarcasm C all the time. Tox did say, I've heard Briggs' rounds, they fire, etc., etc. So whoever told you that is probably information from the podcast from Tox himself.
Yeah, so they heard it from Tox's mouth. But again, so for me, that didn't sit right with me, because that made me think, raw, like, he's part of my team. So you mean to tell me I went through all that shit with the other team to get to the point where I picked a team that I could trust, for that to get disbanded and me get put into another team where they've added in other people who are now parlaying with the other side?
Right.
I was thinking, listen, this team shit ain't for me. I'm done here. Instantly, I'm done here. Not doing this. Because I'm battling for my squad. I'm battling for my team. I'm battling for this Ross Clark company. But people are behind the scenes, like, took it like, let's not do that. Man ain't coming to me.
Yeah, realistically, if it is a team-based battle league, you know, we at least to the public, it should be a team-based battle league, innit? It's just the way it is, innit? That I do agree with that. But I think that's the level of professionalism in you. That obviously
I think it's also like the kind of, is what I would call like the kind of loyalty factor.
right.
Like, for me, I can't be battling trouble and showing my bars to fucking iKid or Salas or Abrasi.
Yeah.
The man that are fucking, I can't fuck with them if I've got a battle with you.
Of course.
As much as I'm cool with them, man, it is what it is, fam.
Their man wouldn't even make a call to you if we locked in. Nah.
No way. But bro, I put my posts up online because I was pissed off, you know, like that. And I don't like to post things up when I'm pissed off, but I was pissed off, frustrated.
Right.
I spoke to Briggsy now. Briggsy's phoned me or whatever. Briggsy said, what's going on? I said, bro, how comes Tox has heard your bars? I mean, why has Tox heard your bars, bro? What's going on? He's like, bro, I haven't showed him my bars. I said, bro, I'm hearing that he's heard your bars. He said, bro, like, I ain't sent no one no voice notes. The only person that's heard is like Team Pride. That's it. No one else outside of that. And he said, and like Tox must have. He said, I was showing one person my bars, and Tox overheard a bit of my third, but that's about it. I said, I'm not happy with that, fam. I'm not happy with that. And he's like, oh no, it's not that. Don't worry. I said, all right, cool, but I don't like that, but whatever, innit? It's cool. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cancel nothing, innit? But I just didn't like that. I'm pissed off about that. Right. Then I spoke to Tox. And Tox is like, what? Nah, man, Briggsy sent me voice notes of 2 rounds, fam. He's lying to you, bro. Like, come on, like, and Tox basically explained, he said, no, fam, this shit is not set up for you to win, fam. There's no way you walk out of there with that belt, fam. This is not set up for you to win. You understand? Like, this is literally his house. And you're coming there to just hand your belt over to him, fam. That's what it is. There's no way in hell you can come out there. I say to myself, bro, you ain't even heard none of my material. Do you know what? The fact that you lot came with 2 different stories, it's just like, it just makes me feel some kind of way, innit? And I don't even want to come there with this kind of energy. I don't even want to move forward with this kind of energy. You understand? Because I'm feeling mad frustrated now. I'm feeling like, bro, like, why can't I, if this is the team-based, like, head of this shit, why can't I get a team that is like a fucking team? Rather than it crumbling, this changing, that changing, the other changing, 2-2s, this ain't there no more. Like, why can't I get something that is actually consistent? You understand? I'm trying to be consistent. So why can't my team be consistent?
Right.
Why does there have to be some change all the fucking time? I'm sick of this shit.
So that's why you say...
Say again?
that's why you say it's a straw that broke the camel's back. Then basically,
Yeah, because you start to count up all the times that you get that phone call saying, "Rah, do you know what it is? It's happened now." You start to count it all up, and you start thinking, "Rah, like I don't think no one else is getting this phone call." You understand? And I'm not telling the public that these things are pissing me off or that we're going through this very rare. I'm just getting on with things. And there'll be moments where shit's cool and I get this opportunity and rare. But for the most part, it sets me up to accept the next time it happens.
right?
Understand? And it's
Right.
like, for me, it's only in terms of the team-based thing. You see, outside of this team-based thing, the island thing, obviously it was another team-based thing, but it's England, innit? But it's not. It's like where everyone's on a level playing ground because we're different teams, but we're all representing the same kind of company. So it's just back to normal, innit?
Right.
In that respect. And we're in Ireland. So it's not like all right, cool, people like Raptor, but people like me out there, people's coming up to me saying, right, yeah, bro, I'm a fan of your shit, you know. I'm so glad that you joined them so that you can come out here because I would have never been able to meet you. Like, I'm hearing all of that. So it's like, as much as people are Irish against the English lot, they're still fans of what we do, innit?
Right.
So it kind of leveled it off, innit? So when it's them type of situations for Premier Battles, it's cool. It's not a problem, bro. But the team thing, I can't do that because I'm too loyal when it comes to this team shit. And things that are disloyal in terms of what's team-wise for me, it will piss me off, fam. It
Right.
will actually piss me off.
So
That's kind of...
So that's what leads you to make the decision to leave Premier
Rather
Battles.
than... Because my thinking is this, fam. Rather than me stay and become frustrated, I put a post online. I'm all embarrassed by it. I said, if you want me to leave my manners at home, like this post. I was so frustrated. I wanted to put the responsibility of me going up there and moving like a madman. I wanted to put that in the internet's hands. Do you want me to move nuts? Like this post. Shit like that, I don't want to do, fam. I'm too grown.
That's a fact.
So rather than me getting to a point where I feel like that, let me step out, step back, fall back. Because I'm only like this for the team.
Yeah.
Like that. And when we're talking about the team, I'm talking Sharks and I'm talking Premier Battles. That's the team. Premier Battles first, but then I'm a Sharks second.
Right.
That's what I was looking at it like.
So you leaving Premier Battles, yeah? Because bearing in mind, okay, Soul also left Premier Battles. Shocks also left Premier Battles. At one point, he was a part of it. Both these battles are on Apex. So you leaving Premier Battles, obviously, you are not down to do the team thing and be part of a team. But hold on. Basically, Soul's left Premier Battles, Shocks has left Premier Battles.
Yeah.
They're both on Apex. Is there a chance or any possibility of us seeing Rivers on a major Premier Battles card, even with against an international, without being on a team versus team basis? Like, has there been any discussions with that or?
Well, there hasn't been no discussion of that at all. Well, I tell you what, there has secretly been discussion. I've had my team over there talking to them, trying to sort things out, and see like this, just keeping things cordial with them and letting them know that over here we ain't got no issues, like that. So we probably will do business again in the future, innit? Whether it's the near future or whatever, who knows, innit? But like they know that there's no hard feelings over here. They just know I just got to a point and I felt a kind of way, so I just had to do what was right for me, innit?
Right.
Some people won't understand it, but for me, like I don't want to. There's a certain kind of approach I don't want to take when I feel a certain kind of way about things. So if I feel like I'm near to that, I'd rather fall back like that. And you got to remember, like, in the midst of all of this, we lost Pete Cashmore, innit?
Yeah.
So however intense I felt, the day after that, it was gone. It was completely gone.
Yeah.
Understand? I didn't feel like that no more. I
Rest in
felt
peace.
like,
Rest in peace, Pete Cashmore and all of that.
yeah, R.I.P. But yeah, so after that, the original intense feeling where I felt pretty much upset, betrayed, and all this type of stuff. After the day of that, the next day, that was all kind of gone. It was more, I was looking at things with more clarity. I still felt like I made the right decision. I just felt like I should have did it more professionally. I should have spoke behind the scenes. I probably shouldn't have posted anything. I wasn't insulting to anybody in the post anyway. I know that much. But I
Right.
really shouldn't have announced it like that. I should have just did things more professionally behind the scenes and that. But I still would have made the right decision. Still would have made the same decision. See, I'm not calling it the right decision because that's how I see it. I still would have made the same decision if I had to, but just in a different way.
Right. Frustrations and obviously lead to emotions and people react, So,
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And I think at the time, it just kind of frustrated me that, I'm sitting in my house, I'm prepping these bars and everything, and, I'm just trying to make sure that my performance is the best it can be for the situation. And I just felt like, where was my team? Barring like Ty the Poet, not like none of them was really kind of
as
around for
as
man to dish
supportive
out.
as you
Yeah, pretty much,
felt it
pretty
should
much.
have
I
been.
mean, I know everyone's got their own shit going on, and I hear this and rare, but when we're talking a title match, like that, there's a lot on the line. So I kind of need everybody who's on my team to be in my corner.
Of
I can't
course.
be in someone else's corner. Doesn't make no sense. And then expect me to be in your corner when it's your time. You
Yeah.
understand? You gotta
Yeah.
remember, like, Tox is one of the reasons why Glory is no longer with us. Do you understand?
Right.
So you can't expect me to feel comfortable with him knowing my opponent's bars and then going online talking about Rivers is gonna lose. We've already seen, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So when I'm looking
Yeah.
at it like that, I'm trying to understand why he even took that approach. And then I'm thinking to myself, do you know what it is? I don't need to understand why he took that approach. I just need to understand the simple fact of maybe it's just promo, maybe that's what they feel like it is, but I would have never ever gone even if I did know my opponent's bars or someone's bars who was a friend of my opponent, whatever. I'm not gonna go online and be talking about hearing it. I'm gonna
Right.
stay impartial from that.
So let me ask you this then. So have you spoken to Talk since you left Premier Battles? Like,
No, I haven't. I spoke to him around the time on the day when I made the decision, but I haven't replied to him. I haven't spoke back to him. He sent me a message, and I literally it's a long ass message. I didn't even read it. I just opened it and just didn't even go in there.
right. So what's the relationship between you and Tox at the moment?
I ain't got no problems with the boy. I ain't got no problems with him. Like,
Right.
I don't think what he did in terms of, his approach of is that I don't know. I don't want to say slandering me,
You
but
don't think he was professional to the
I don't
level?
professional. I don't. It
Right.
made me wonder if he does things with some type of agenda, innit? That's how it made me think.
Right.
Because, like, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, 1 minute you're saying I made a dumb decision, but when I put a poll up, you say, yeah, I do want it to be a title match. So why are you out making polls and making podcasts making podcasts saying that it's a dumb decision, making posts saying it's a dumb decision, but when there's a poll that comes up, you vote for it to be a title match. So when I see things like that, it just makes me think, I don't understand what side of the road you're walking on.
Okay, I see.
Understand? And you're part of my team, and you've already made the rest of my other team get disbanded.
Right.
So it's just like, am I going to go forward with this as my teammate? And I've just been taken out of a team that I put together with people that I can trust. I don't want to go forward with this.
Right.
I could be cool with Tox, but I don't think I could be on the same team as Tox.
Right. I hear you. Right. So that was basically River's side of the story. for Premier Battles.
Yeah.
Drevi.
Sorry, everybody, but there's no dirt. There's no Ross Clark. He said this. He said that. He slept with his girlfriend. I'm about to stab him up. There's none of that. Unfortunately, yeah, I know everybody online is waiting to come on and hear me disrespecting this guy, disrespecting him. Sorry, I don't feel like that.
And
Yeah.
he's
I'm
not.
about
And
my
he's
loyalty, about this teamwork being a real team, and it wasn't, so I stepped out. And I can't step out and keep the belt, so I've had to give the belt back. I would have loved to have stepped out and kept the belt. I can't. So I left them with that.
and he was also not the preparation for the battle case because I heard all 3 rounds from Rivers in it. So
Come on. It's never a case of preparation.
it's the thing. We've never seen you not prepared. To be fair,
Maybe in the first battle I ever had, every battle after that, even like maybe one battle after that, I've had a little shaky moment, you know, the 5-star thing or whatever in it. But outside of that, you're not gonna see Rivers underprepared. That's not nothing. I don't do that. Like I love writing this shit. I love putting this shit together. I love prepping and getting my shit ready, and I love performing in it. But I don't like giving all of this shit that I've put together to a situation that I think isn't right for me. So I will fall back when I need to, innit?
Right.
That's it. Doesn't matter. Like this is what I say to all battlers and whatever you're doing in life. If something ain't right for you and something doesn't give you the feeling that you need it to, walk away from it. Do something better. You understand? Because your desire is not gonna allow you to give your best to something that really ain't good for you, innit? Understand?
That's a fact. That's a
You're not
fact.
gonna see me. You're not gonna see me perform to the best of my ability when I've got all these type of things in my mind that I'm thinking, wow, like is this what I've given my time and my effort to? Understand? So, like I say, the team-based factor of it is just not for me, innit? That's literally it.
Right.
It's not for me. If it's a team, I need it to be a certain kind of way. This is what I'm used to. Remember, we've done Gift of the Gab versus fucking King of the Ronalds. We've done hella things. We've done rookies versus vets, kind of initiation kind of thing. We've done hella things where we've had to have our sides and stick to it and work with each other and try and get the win. We've done bare things like that. So for me, if we ain't even got that aspect, I can't go forward with it. It don't make sense. I built that team. I got that team taken away from me. So hey, good.
But yeah, just tell the public where people can find you, social media, anything else you want to add.
I'm all over social media. Yeah, I just got a new YouTube channel, Rivers RVRS/Rivers. Yeah, the champ. Go on that. You know, I'm gonna start banging out tunes on there. I won't put no videos on there. I'll just put battle rap videos and I'll put music on there, and then you'll see my videos elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I know you can find me on Ross Clark. Where? Instagram, Rivers Lakeko, LACAKO. You can find me on fucking Facebook, Rivers Lakoko. Like it's just I'm everywhere, man. Just find me, innit?
I'm gonna put all the links are gonna be in the description anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna do this promo thing properly. But yeah, man, big up for linking up with us and letting us know what's going on.
Yeah, man, come on, man. You know I gotta come to my guys when I'm trying to get that exclusive off, really and truly.
Love, bro. Anytime you wanna pass by, got something to say, just shout me.
Yeah, man. Obviously, I got a big battle coming up there. This is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, no longer with Premier Battles, but my next battle will be bigger than all the battles I had with Premier Battles. Just to let you guys know, just because I'm not with Premier Battles no more doesn't mean I'm gonna not be continuing to take bigger steps and do better things. Like my next battle is bigger than every battle I had on Premier Battles, you know? So stay tuned, you'll see it announced soon. I know my opponent needs to be writing right now. He better not try to do none of that last minute bullshit that he usually does. He better fucking write from now. Yeah? Don't play with me, fam, because literally it's not gonna be nice for you. But yeah, I know he's listening as well.
When is it? When is the battle?
It's all the way in August, bro. It's all the way in August, fam. I got a lot of months. Like I got people who aren't even on road that are gonna be on road by the time the battle drops.
Facts.
So it's good.
Facts. Say that.
Get it right.
So just before we just before you step in the ring, just come see us and give us a little update. Let's get some promo for the battle and stuff.
Yeah, man, defo. You know that already. I'll be there. Probably have other things on the card. That's what I'm saying. With this card, not even to let off no spoilers, but like with this card, one of the battles announced on the card, you'll realize that as much as I may have a problem with certain organizational things, I respect people's levels, and if someone gives me a reason to give them a cosign when they need it, I'll do that for them. So you're gonna see certain people from over there on Premier Battles having certain opportunities in different places, and you're gonna be like, okay, cool. Rivers has used his cosign ability to help certain decisions be made with them. So there's never no type of conflict or nothing to do with anything. So all the things that are planned for the future will come clear to all the fans and the people listening in due time.